had a very successful and, if I may add, a very succinct meeting on both issues, on the coal regulator bill as well as the pass-through mechanism for supply of coal. We have achieved, and I'm glad to report this to the Coal Secretary and the Power Secretary, and my thanks to the Department of Coal and the Minister of Coal and the Finance Minister and all our other ministers and group of ministers. We have been able to achieve traction and closure pretty much with regard to the coal regulatory bill in terms of the formulation of different clauses, finality of its structure. Similarly, with regard to not the pooling mechanism, as I mentioned earlier, because that's no longer the case, but really the pass-through mechanism for increasing supply of coal from external sources to the power sector. We've achieved closure on that mechanism structure as well. The Coal Secretary, Srivastava Sahib, and Power Secretary Uma Shankarji will now be working on putting together a note for the Cabinet to take this forward, and thereby cementing and closing on both these issues of the coal regulator bill and the pass-through mechanism. We hope with this it will give much further impetus to both the coal and the power sector, and our infrastructure sector in our country will get a boost forward in terms of stepping up to the plate in terms of supply of power. And I must thank again the Coal Ministry and the Coal Secretary and the Minister of Coal.
So will the pricing power rest with the regulator, A, and other brief functions of the regulator?
I do not want to divulge issues with regard to the coal regulator bill. Suffice to say, it takes into account account the interest of all stakeholders within the industry, the suppliers of coal, as well as the buyers of coal.
All right, consensus there on the coal regulatory bill and, of course, the pass-through mechanism. Jyotiraditya Scindia speaking to reporters outside of that meeting. He also says that in the next 10 days, we can expect a cabinet note on the coal regulator as well. Let me bring in Nitya Balakrishnan, who joins us from the capital. Nitya, what are you hearing right now? What kind of power will this regulator have?
Well, say it's after numerous meetings and months really that there is in place finally the coal regulator bill. It will be taken to cabinet within the next 10 to 15 days, as we heard both the ministers indicate. But the question really is, have they diluted the powers of the regulator way too much? And will this actually manage to revamp the sector, bring back investor sentiment, clean the entire sector that is being riddled by controversy currently? That is the big question mark, because what we're picking up from sources currently is that the pricing power will not lie with the regulator. This was the most crucial clause. Instead, pricing will fall upon the mining entity, be it steel, cement or power. Apart from this, of course, we are given to understand there will be an overlook by the coal regulator. It will address disputes. Grievance redressal will also be a part of its functions. It will review mining progress time to time, suspend mining licenses if the need be. But by taking away the pricing power of the regulator, have they diluted the regulator way too much? That is the big question really, and that remains to be seen once, of course, this is put into place after the cabinet note and after being passed by Parliament.